Hello crafters. I recently wanted to make a photo album that uses 12 by 12 paper. However, since our paper is normally 12 by 12, how are you going to extend the pages in order to still get the 12 by 12 um, basic or base page for your photo album? So I played a little bit around with some scraps of paper. This is 8 by 8. Actually it's supposed to be 8 by 8 according to the manufacturer, but when I measured it, it's actually a little bit less than 8. um, so I was playing with these 8 by 8 sheets to see if I can get an 8 by 8 album page, and this is what I came up with, and this is what actually works even with 12 by 12 paper if you follow the same steps. I'm going to use 3 different color papers so that you can see how I'm working, because normally when you use the same color over at one point it can get a little bit confusing. So we are going to keep one at the original size at 8 by 8 or 12 by 12 if you want to do a 12 by 12, and this formula actually works as long as you have a square size paper and you want to keep those original measurements for your album page, the base album page. So let's get working. So we are going to put one 8 by 8 on the side. Okay, then we check the next one, and we are going to give me 1 second. I'm a little bit disorganized today. Okay. We take the second one and we are going to trim off just 1 inch. So since this is 8 by 8, this will become 7 by 8. And if you work with a 12 by 12 page, it's going to become 11 by 12. So I'm just going to trim off 1 inch from one side. Just throw that piece away, and then from a third piece of paper on one side it's going to be 8, and then we are going to trim a piece of 2.5, or if you are going to work with 12 by 12, you leave it 12 by 12 on one side and then just trim off 2.5 inches. And we are done with the trimmer at this point. You can put the trimmer away. What we're going to do next is to take your score board. Okay, we are going to take the 2.5 inches, place it on your scoreboard at the 2.5 inches width, and then score at 1 inch. Okay, let's put this on the side. Then we are going to take our original paper, which was 8 by 8 or 12 by 12, and we are going to first score. It's at 1/2 inch and it's very light, so we are going to score very lightly. This is only going to be used as a guide. We are not going to bend the paper on these score lines. That's why I said very lightly. And then a hard proper score at 1 inch. And then we are going to take the piece of paper from which we trimmed 1 inch. So this has become 7 by 8 or 11 by 12. And we are only going to score lightly on the 7-inch side. We are going to score lightly. Again, this will be used just as a guide at 1/2 inch. And let's quickly recap what we have done. So the one that is the original size at 8 by 8, we scored lightly at 1/2 inch and then a hard score line at 1 inch. Then on the paper that we trimmed down by 1 inch, at the 7-inch side we scored lightly at 1/2 inch. And then on the piece of paper that measures 2.5 by 8, we scored heart at 1 inch. And at this point we are done with our scoring board. So we are going to take our original paper, which is 8 by 8, fold it at 1 inch at the 1 inch score, burnish it. Okay, remember on this one the score line it's for guidance purposes only, and therefore we are not going to fold it on that side. So what we are going to do next, take your double-sided tape. At the opposite side from where you have your, so see here is the very light score line, so on the opposite side put score tape very close to the edge. This is 3/8, so very lightly, very close to the side. 3/8 works best for this, but if you have smaller score tape, you will need to then apply, let's say you have 1/8 score tape or 1/4, you have to apply one strip on this page at the opposite side from the score line, right, and very close to the edge, and then another strip you have to apply it at the base of this flap very close to the edge. So now we are going to put this together, and believe me, when you use the same color paper, and of course this is not going to be so visible, and of course once you start decorating your pages it will no longer be visible. So the reason why I wanted to have this light score line is to use as a guide, because I want to glue this exactly at that light score line. So I'm going to put it down exactly to kiss the score line, the very light score line. We are not going to bend on the score line. The score line it's only for to guide us to, in order to be able to glue this down straight. So one side is down. Let's make sure that the other side is also down, and try not to get out of the camera, so it's a little bit tougher for me to see exactly what's going on. Okay, and I hope this is straight. Somehow it doesn't look straight to me. Sorry about that. As if I am to get too close, my head will be in the camera. No, I don't like it how this turned out. Oh, what's wrong with me? So put it to kiss that score line that we are using as a guide. Okay, on the other side too. And now we are ready to remove the tape. And this is perfect, straight and not so straight and perfect, but there. If this happens to you, you can always redo the score line by putting it down. Check your bone folder and go down like that. Okay, now we are going to take our 2.5 inch strip of paper. We are going to score down on, I mean not score down, bend down, fold it on that 1 inch fold. And this, on the longer flap, see, when you do it like this, one flap is longer than the other. So we are going to glue the 1 inch side on the longer flap first, here, exactly at that light, to kiss that light scored line that we are using as a guide. So in order to do so, I'm going to apply tape on the 1-inch flap here, exactly right here at the base. And then apply tape the same manner at the other end. So first we are going to glue the 1-inch flap to the longer, or to the 7-inch page, exactly at that very light, to kiss this very light score line. I hope that's visible. There it is. To kiss right here this very light score line. Once again, I'm trying to keep my head out of the camera. So first I'm gluing the ends down, and then I remove the tape to glue everything else. Okay. And the only thing left now, and remember I was a little bit off when I glued the light color paper on. And now in order to finalize this step, what you have to do is just remove this and now close it. And voila! Now you got an 8 by 8. See? 8 by 8 base page. So now you are ready to decorate your page, and this creates the pocket like this. Creates the pocket that will go in your binding system for your album. And just to show you, I have here one that is in the same color. So as you can see, when you use the same color, it's not so visible as when you use different colors, but the different colors were used for this tutorial purposes, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I helped you to learn something new. This would work with using this technique would work for any square page that you want to extend to keep the original size. Like for example, if you have a 7 by 7 square page and you want to make photo albums, or the base of the photo album, the base page, to be 7 by 7, you use this technique. Same goes for 12 by 12 or any other type of a square base page that you want to keep the original size, the size that page is already. Thank you so much, and have a good day, and all the best for the winter holidays and for 2018. Goodbye.